All right. We are on week 2 of talking to you or a camera. Probably a camera at this point, actually. It is Monday morning with a fair amount of traffic for 6:30 a.m. Let's see. So how was your weekend? How was mine? My weekend was nuts. We had gone to the casino Friday night. Start with Friday night. Friday night we went to play bingo with the mom and my brother and his girlfriend and what. Had a good time. Actually got a bingo, if you can believe that. 2 so far in my life. However, this one, I got the bingo, but so did 4 other people. So didn't amount to much. I mean, hell, to begin with, the pot's only $60. So do the math. Actually, I think it was 5 other people. So there's that. But that was fun. We had a good time. You know, we go there, we eat dinner, drink a couple of buckets, get a little tipsy, and then ended up at my brother's house. Got a little more tipsy. Played Mexican Train. Don't know if you've ever played Mexican Train. It's a dominoes game. It's actually a very fun game, and doesn't take. The nice thing is again, you can have some cocktails with it, and you don't need to be a rocket scientist to actually figure it out. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. You get a lot of fun. Getting get a rise out of your co-players over there, because they really screw them up pretty good. If you like that kind of stuff, other than you don't have to, but it's a good time. That is a good time. Next day, actually, and then that night, the wife and I had ended up staying because he lives up by O'Hare Airport. We do not. So we ended up staying out there. Got a really nice room at the Marriott Suites. Highly recommend that place. It's very nice, very clean. The beds, we sleep beautifully over there. They have a nice living room set up with a separate bedroom. The bathrooms are awesome, big tubs. Not that I use a tub, but really nice place, man. Free buffets in the morning, the breakfast buffets. They have, if you're flying in, free airport shuttle to and from. And oddly enough, they're a 6-minute $10 Uber ride from the casino. The casino's only 2 to 3 blocks away, or you can walk it if you want. It's tough to walk in that area. It's very congested. I would recommend an Uber. They do not have a shuttle, so that's not going to work. But it's a stone's throw from Rosemont Convention Center. It's just about the same ride, but in the opposite direction. We did stay there, and then in the morning, well, our alarm clock was off by an hour. So we missed the breakfast, which really stunk. But we got to go to one of our old favorites down there that we hadn't been to in quite some time. There's actually a good Denny's over there. I know, right? I know about a mile or so from there. Going in the direction that we were going to go anyway, because shortly after that, about another 10-minute drive from there on the same road, River Road, is Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. Don't know if you've ever been to Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs. If you've ever heard of Gene and Jude's Hot Dogs, they have one of the best hot dog in America. At least once. I think it was twice, but I know for sure at least once. And they won the best hot dog in Chicago several times. And they are still regularly considered in the top 5, no matter who's coming out, as definitely a staple in Chicago of a hot dog that you got to get. Stick to it because it is different. And don't ask them for ketchup because you might end up wearing it. It's a Chicago dog, no ketchup. You know. So after Saturday, this was all Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, went to the house, chilled out for a while. Ended up going to Grand Victoria Casino in good old Elgin, Illinois. Quite a drive. Good drive from Chicago. It is a nice casino. It is one of the original riverboat casinos that Illinois got famous for. They had a law that said no casinos on land. We don't want casinos here. So it's going to have to be a riverboat if we're going to allow casinos. But oddly enough, the thing was permanently docked, so I don't even know the point of having it on water. I don't know. But, so we went there, had fun, went with another couple. My other brother came with. That was nice. He's never gone to a casino before. He's my older brother, and he's never gone to a casino. And he actually ended up playing his first game. Popped his cherry, so to speak. And he didn't win shit. But then again, neither did we. We're down a couple hundred by a few. You know, down about, we lost between Lisa and myself about $300. And that is gambling. Now, usually when we go, we do pretty well. We come home. We try to at least come home with what we went there with, and we'll consider that a win. If you come home, you can go home from a casino. First of all, you come home with money. With some of the budget you went there with, you come home with some of it. It's technically a win. You didn't lose. But it wasn't our typical, where we come home with at least what we go there with. We like to be in the positive, as everybody does, but, as is gaming, it's not going to happen all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. And we haven't taken a bath like this in quite some time. I'm going to say almost a year since we've taken a bath like we took that night. And mind you, we called it early because we were like, this is ridiculous. We couldn't catch nothing. We couldn't catch a break. It wasn't until the very end when we were able to crawl and make what we took home back. It was at the very end. So, yeah, we were down pretty good. But we go with a budget and we don't ever go over it. We don't ever hit an ATM. Never have we hit an ATM at a casino. It's just not worth it. You gotta keep, don't even think that that's in your brain. When you're gonna gamble, you go to a casino, you go with the money you have in your pocket. And if you know yourself, you're like, oh, well, I can get more. Leave that damn thing at home. Leave the ATM card, your credit cards, shut off all your PIN numbers, do all that stuff. Do not have access to money until you got yourself to where you are trained to not even think about it. Because we go, like I said before, we go at this thing at a pure entertainment value. No different than going to a bowling alley, going for a night out at the movies and dinner. Some people did choose to go to a show. We like to go to the casino. So that's our budget for the weekend. That's our entertainment for the weekend. The difference is we have a possibility of actually coming back in the profit, as to where when you go out and you do other things, you don't. The money's spent and they are not giving it back to you. Which is, don't get me wrong, it's not like we only go to the casino. It's one of the things that we've grown to like to do, and we, do I want to spend I think we talked about this before, do I want to spend $80 on a movie or go to the casino? I'd rather go to the casino, to be honest with you. Unless it's a really good movie, then we're going to the movies. We still do that. Don't get me wrong. It's not like we only go to the casino, but it's a hobby. We like it. We're getting good at it. We get better every day. So that was a nice thing. Let's see. What else did we do that day? I think that was it, man. We left the casino and spent our Sunday recuperating from the Thursday night at Terrace, Friday night at Bingo, Saturday night at Grand Victoria Casino, and we were just tired on Sunday. Sunday is the do the laundry, cook a nice dinner, figure out what we're gonna do with the yard this spring, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so this week's not. We don't have a full week like we had last week. Last week was an oddity as far as going to the casino that much because it was 10 times points. They like to utilize the bonuses we can get because once again, they can add up to some really good savings if you enjoy that life. You don't go to you don't try and do this as far as getting points to travel and trying to get all the free cruises on the casino if you don't gamble. It's not worth it. You lose out way too much. There's people there's horror stories of that. We can get into that later if you guys should so decide. And you're watching this, if you're actually watching this, if you want to go into it, we can dive deeper. Just let me know in the comments if you guys want to do it, and we'll get deeper into it. We can get deeper into anything. That's what this show. This is what we're all about. We're about to talk about everything and anything. We're gonna talk about how much Amazon pisses you off, how great they are. Gas prices. We will not get, but again, no politics, no religion. We keep those off this channel. There's a lot more for that. But for now, all right, here's the chatters. We're at the chatters here. So we are at our place, and we are calling it a morning. And it's going to be a nice one here today, 80 degrees. So just might do an afternoon one. I don't know. Afternoon ones are depending on how the day goes. I just might. We'll see. Till then, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.